AITA for being frustrated with my wife crying over not being at our daughter's wedding? As the title says, my wife, 53F and I, 55M, have 3 children. Brett, 27M, Amy, 25F, and Lynn, 24F. Now let me say, I love all my kids in their own way, but no child has given me more of a headache than Lynn. She's our wild child. She got a college degree at 16, started working and saving up, moved to Louisiana when she turned 18, got more degrees and lives a pretty nice life. I'm proud of her, of course, but she's always been our independent, argumentative, and intelligent little girl. She's the most social too. She's covered in tattoos, has piercings, and always has funky hair. I'm proud of her. I love her, but she's always been our non-traditional child. Lynn met her now husband, Brad, 27M, when she first moved to Louisiana. Brad's like Lynn, tattoos and piercings all over. He's a good kid. I like him. He's protected Lynn and been there for her in a lot of situations. And I actually love him for looking out for my baby girl. Lynn will be the first of our kids to get married. So when we heard about their engagement, my wife was thrilled. She started talking about wedding planning and all the usual stuff. But Lynn and Brad were upfront about not wanting a big wedding. They just wanted a small party with mainly family and some friends to celebrate. My wife was very upset by this and pushed Lynn until she reluctantly agreed to plan a wedding. Not even a week into wedding planning, Lynn and my wife had a fight over floral arrangements, and Lynn flew back to Louisiana. Then Lynn announced that they'd eloped and would be planning a small, intimate gathering in New Orleans around Halloween. My wife lost it, and she and Lynn got into a huge argument over the phone. After that, they didn't speak for weeks. My wife cries every time the topic comes up, saying she missed out on her little girl's special day. After weeks of hearing this, I finally snapped and said, "Why are you surprised? Lynn didn't want a wedding in the first place. She's our least traditional child. I'm just glad we at least got the engagement announcement. Stop crying about it and wait for Brett or Amy to get married because they're the ones that will actually enjoy that wedding stuff." My wife called me a few names and has been avoiding me since. I don't mean to be an asshole, but Lynn is the last kid I'd expect to want a big traditional wedding. I mean, for God's sake, she's a nurse who also does hair on the side and is a practicing witch. She makes no sense in the traditional wedding department. I'd actually expect Brett to want the big wedding when he and his boyfriend eventually get engaged. It also just felt wrong that my wife was trying to force this on Lynn. So do I roll over and apologize or continue to stick up for Lynn in this mess? Lay the brutal honesty on me.